Hello YouTube, it's Christine and I am back with some full moon lunar eclipse messages. These messages are for the full moon lunar eclipse coming up on March the 25th. This particular video will be for my earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. You know who you are. Everybody else, you will find your messages on my channel, so pop over to my channel and you will find what you are looking for. Also, don't forget that you can watch both your sun sign as well as your rising sign in order to get a little bit more of a full picture of your own situation. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into earth signs. So you guys, as I was popping in and kind of tuning in to your energy, what I was being shown is that you guys are still kind of moving through this energy of learning to be softer with yourself, learning to be more compassionate with yourself. And I do feel like there is an element of this that means you are also walking away from things that do not serve you or that have been toxic or harsh to you in the past. This could be people, it could be places, situations, jobs, etc. But it's like you're finally starting to put yourself first and to feel better about you. And this is really allowing you to be kinder to yourself and to look for experiences and people who are a little softer in their energy towards you as well. So I want to jump in with some oracle cards and just see what else we can get for this message for you earth signs. And as always, you will find all the decks that I am using linked below in the description box, as well as the link for my website where you will find information on booking a personal reading. I do provide those, so if you're interested, you just want a little bit more personal information for this eclipse or for just in general, feel free to check it out. All the information on how to schedule and how to contact me is there. All right, let's see what we get. All right, you guys. So we have uncertainty coming out first. And I'm hearing there's a decision that you have to make with this that's really important. Or that you're in the midst of making. You might have already kind of made it, but maybe you're still feeling a little unsure of it. Maybe just getting your footing. And then we have courage and grace. And with that, I don't know if you guys saw that on this grace card. You see the little box with the red stone in it? It's sort of glowing there. I do feel as soon as I looked at that, like there is something root chakra related with this. So you guys may be dealing with something that is shifting around, you know, a stability or foundation in your life that, like whatever this choices that you recently made or are in the middle of making, it may be that it's a little destabilizing, or that making this choice or making this transition to being more kind to yourself, whatever you need to do or change in your life to do that might be affecting some old foundations, okay? So keep that in mind here too. And then I have acceptance and leadership, which is a really cool card. I'm getting with this acceptance, I actually feel like what you guys have to accept is a situation that is not the way that you would like it to be. So I feel like a lot of you are in a place where it's like you're feeling better about yourself and you're gathering up the courage to make a change that is life altering or that is going to shake up some foundations for you in a big way. And like I said, for some of you, you're going to be, you know, just making this decision now. For others of you, you're already in the process of doing this and maybe are dealing even with the fallout or are about to deal with the fallout of making that decision. All in all, I feel like this is something that's taken a lot of looking within. It's taking a lot of courage for you to make this choice and to take this next step. To move into a direction that you know in your heart is going to be better for you. And sometimes it's difficult, you know, sometimes we have to make a choice that's good for us, but it's not good for someone else. And that can be really difficult, especially if it's somebody we care about. We don't want to hurt someone's feelings, but we might have to make a decision that is grounded in what is best for us. And I do feel like for a lot of you earth signs that you may have made decisions based a lot on the needs of others in the past. I feel like this is a big theme for you guys. It's coming up is like learning to put yourself first, learning that it's okay for your needs to matter and to be just as important as everyone else's. I think I had gotten for you guys a while back with one of the other videos this thing about maybe like deadlines and not being so rushed around deadlines and so hard on yourself. And I feel like as you are making that shift internally where you're not as hard on yourself and you're feeling kinder and more compassionate and loving yourself more, that it's becoming less and less tolerable for other people to treat you that way. Okay, so that sometimes forces change. It forces us to make some shifts. With the leadership, I feel like this is you like really stepping into the fullness of who you are. Now, for some of you, this could actually be leadership opportunities since this is a collective message. Some of you, this might be something that you needed to do in order to level up. There's a lot of folks leveling up right now energetically, promotions, new jobs, new opportunities that are really great. So there could be opportunity for you to take on more of a leadership role or quality in your life, or even just within your own family. Sometimes it's about stepping up and taking on that, more caretaker or leadership role within our families. But I feel like for a lot of you, regardless of how this plays out, it's also about really stepping into personal power and feeling strong, like feeling good within, feeling good about yourself. And I do feel like there's something with this that is strength of the heart as well, since this has so much to do with self-love and compassion, and not tolerating abusive situations and not tolerating, other people treating you in a way that is not honoring of who you are. That takes a lot of guts and it takes a lot of power. And I'm definitely getting some solar plexus energy with this. You'll see here on this courage card. I mean, courage is all about solar plexus energy, but look at all those beautiful yellow flowers. And the blue butterflies are just totally screaming freedom to me with this. It's like the freedom to really be solid, to be who you are, to not feel like you have to back down. And then there's also that yellow showing up on this leadership card pretty heavily. This stag is bathed in that yellow energy. There's also a masculine energy about this particular card here, about this stag, that feels like you might be being pulled into your yang energy a bit more, where you do have to stand up for yourself a little bit more, speak up for yourself. Look at that blue around his throat area, right? So some of this might mean having to put your foot down with someone or set limits so that your needs are being protected as well. And like I said, this starts within us. It's something that first happens within. We decide that we're worthy of it. We start doing it, being kinder, more compassionate with ourselves. And then we have to make changes because we can't tolerate other people around us or situations around us anymore treating us that way either. With the uncertainty card, I want to go back to that for a minute because that was the card that came out in the first position. So whatever this is, it's not totally solid, or you don't maybe feel completely solid and settled into it yet. I definitely get that sense of feeling a little ungrounded with this, where maybe it's just new and so you don't feel comfortable or totally confident just yet with it. But because we're getting to this, you're not going to stay here. This is where you're going, okay? So as this unfolds, this process, this change unfolds for you, you're going to start moving from feeling, unsure of your footing, or maybe this feels like a new skill to stand up for yourself, speak up for yourself. You're going to move into this place where you're not letting anything hold you back, and you are loving yourself. You are leading from a place of like passion and compassion and just feeling really strong and confident. I want to pull some tarot just to get a little bit more clarity on this for you guys. So let's see what comes through with that. With the lunar eclipse energy, I do think that it's going to help you to let go of anything that needs to be released as you're moving through this process. so that as we move into the solar eclipse, the beginning of next month, that really helps anchor you more into the new place of feeling that sense of confidence and courage and just feeling a little more settled. So if it's been feeling a little unsettled, that is probably going to continue a little. In fact, the full moon lunar eclipse will probably just help that along a bit, may help you with any unrooting that needs to happen, or really letting go of any old foundations that are still lingering. And all that's doing is prepping the stage, right? It opens the door for better energy, better things that are more honoring to come in. So don't be afraid of it, guys. Don't be afraid. If there's something that's trying to be uprooted right now, I get like, just let it be, okay? Don't fight it. All right, let's see what we get here with tarot. Oops. Oh yeah, a lot of masculine energy coming in with this one as well. So we've got 3 of air with doubt, but this is actually 3 of swords in a traditional tarot deck. Just gonna let you guys see that a little better. And we have balance, which would be temperance. So some major arcana coming in with that. And then we've got Son of Water, which in this deck would be the Knight of Cups. 5 of Earth and Security, which is 5 of Pentacles, traditional tarot. And then we have Father of Earth, the King of Pentacles. And Father of Air, which is King of Swords. Now, the energy of this deck is a little different than the traditional tarot. And I don't normally use this deck for these videos, but I was really pulled to it today. So I'm going to really read them a little more intuitively, because I find that works a lot better with this particular deck. And right off the bat with this 3 of Swords, I really do feel like this is that self-doubt. This is you. And again, it's in the first position, just like the uncertainty card was. So there's this sense of like I feel like you're in your mind doubting, especially since these are the swords. It's energy. It's like a lot of thoughts in your head where maybe you're going back and forth about this choice. So you aren't totally settled about it yet. So maybe you kind of in your heart know that I need to make a decision. I need to make some changes here to let go of things that aren't good for me, but you're still not totally settled. Now, I feel like with balance, you know, coming right after that, the Temperance card here showing up, I feel like this is you balancing it out. So whatever is being dragged up right now with the full moon energy, it's actually helping you to find more peace or come into a space of more balance. Some of you are already coming to this place. Others of you, it might take some shifts still yet to happen to get you there. But know that this is where you're going, where you're gonna have serenity. This girl's not in that doubt anymore. See, she feels really secure about the decision and the choices she's made. There's the sun shining behind her. And this could be a sunrise or a sunset. And I kind of feel like it can really be a little bit of both for you guys, because the sun is setting on one thing, but know that that means it rises on something new. And that is really key. Sometimes it's hard to let go of stuff, even when we know it's not good for us anymore. But there's opportunity then. We open the door, we create space, and then better things can come. Things that are honoring, things that are more fulfilling, you know, with this Knight of Cups energy. You know, look at all that water that he's standing in, and he has his cup, and he's going to have what he needs, right? He's going to get what he needs. And even though that might be challenging at the moment to see how it's all going to play out, know that these changes, choices that you're making are ultimately leading you into better territory, right? We've got like some Pentacles energy going here. So with 5 of Earth showing up also with King of Earth, I feel like some of this self-doubt or some of this doubt that's going over in your head is really tied to, it's almost like you're afraid to let go of what you have already, or like feeling a little insecure about letting go of something that's already in your hand. It's almost like, I don't want to let go of, you know, the bird I already have in my hand to take these, you know, 3 eggs that are being offered to me for something new. Right? So there's an opportunity for growth to happen, but you may have to let go of something you already are holding on to or that you already possess in order to get it. I do feel like that's kind of an underlying theme with this message, but you're going to get there, right? So like King of Pentacles isn't afraid of that. King of Pentacles has everything that he needs. He trusts. He has a full basket there in front of him, and he doesn't need or want for anything. He's master of his game, right? So this is security. So I feel like you're going to move out of this insecurity into a place of feeling more safe and more secure as you move through this energy. And the full moon may really be helping you do that. This lunar eclipse, you know, the lunar eclipse followed by the solar eclipse is going to be about shakeups. It's helping us make this choice. It's helping us make the shift and make the change. And sometimes that means that the pieces get moved on the board around us. You know, think about a chessboard and you're one of the players on the board. You know, sometimes we can't see how it's all going to play out until things get shifted. And then they shift and we go, oh my God, now I can see like a clear path to victory. Now I can see where I have to go next, what my next move really is. Or you get validation of what you already know, right? And this is followed by that Father of Air, right? So this is that King of Swords energy. And this is kind of like what I was just saying about, and now you know. This I really feel like is clarity. It's like full understanding and clarity of the decision. So even though right now you guys are swimming in this like doubt and fear and insecurity, and is it okay to let go of this thing that maybe I worked really hard for or that I felt really good about, but now I don't feel so good about anymore. I feel like as you shift into the new path and moving towards this change that you've already made within you and allowing it to open up and unfold around you, that you're going to actually find that this is a positive turning point for you that is really bringing you into a place of even better blessings and more abundance, and you're going to have clarity of that. So the full moon energy with this lunar eclipse, I think for you guys, is going to help you see this whole situation with more clarity as well. So let's pull a few more tarot cards just to see if there's anything else you guys need to know about this as you're sort of transitioning through this energy, this turning point. Ooh. Oh yeah. We got Two of Earth, change, which is like Two of Pentacles. Again, with the balance card already here, we've got more of this sense of balance. I do also feel like this is speaking to a balance of masculine, feminine. And isn't it interesting? I was just talking about that transition of the full moon lunar eclipse into what will then, you know, in a couple weeks be the new moon solar eclipse. And look, we've got the sun and the moon both on this card. They're both part of this transition for you guys, okay? They're both important. Remember, the sun sets on one thing and then it rises on another, right? You know, there's light and shadow. They're both here. And masculine and feminine, right? Receiving, you know, being in that receptive, more open space with the yin energy, the female energy, and then going after what we want, maybe a little bit more, you know, action oriented with the yang energy. But ultimately the two balance each other out. I kind of feel like with this popping out for earth signs, you guys aren't maybe gonna feel completely settled with this for a few more weeks until we kind of wrap up with the new moon solar eclipse. So you might be making the decision, starting to take some action steps towards this, making this happen, but you might not feel totally settled until you can really see it anchoring in with that new moon solar eclipse, which I believe is around the 8th of April, okay? Then we have Nine of Fire, inner strength. And this balance, when this balances, this is where I feel like you guys are going. This is you, your energy. It is like this change is electrifying you. This change is completely allowing you to be like a full expression of yourself. I feel like you're letting go of self-doubt. I feel like you are feeling good about yourself, feeling more solid about yourself. This card would be, in traditional tarot, this would be like the Nine of Wands, which implies that this is something hard won, or that this is something maybe you've been working on for a long time or been struggling with for a long time. Maybe you're even feeling like kind of over it. But I really feel like it almost gives me more Ace of Wands vibes here, where it's like finally the breakthrough, right? Finally, we're going to get, things are going to balance, where you're no longer in that discomfort of knowing you deserve better, but accepting less than you deserve, right? You guys are moving on from that in a big way. You have to allow it to happen though. So know that you have to let this unfold. You have to allow things to change. You might even have to initiate that change to some degree, you know, with wands and all this masculine energy coming out in this reading. You guys may actually have to be the ones to initiate some of these changes. So if you don't speak up for yourself, or you don't start, you know, maybe looking for another job, or setting your foot down and setting some limits and boundaries with other people, you might not feel very good because you might find that, you know, people around you are not honoring you or not treating you with kindness and compassion the way that you deserve, right? And when we start feeling like we need it inside, we become less and less and less able to tolerate that from the outside. I'm going to warn you right now. You know, I used to tell people, you know, when I worked as a counselor, I used to talk to people about, you know, when they learned how to set boundaries, that there was a natural period of anger that would come with that, because we would suddenly look back and realize how many times we had not been respected by other people, where people had actually overstepped and taken too much from us because we weren't setting those limits or setting those boundaries, and we can actually get really pissed off about it. And I kind of feel like for you guys, that's sort of happening, but in a slightly different scenario. It's more like coming to a place where you can now be softer and kinder with yourself. And then you're looking at the people around you going, wait a minute, like, why are you so hard on me? Like, I don't deserve that anymore. I deserve softness. I deserve kindness. I deserve compassion, and somebody who cares about me and doesn't just, you know, see me as a tool to get something accomplished or get something done, or isn't, you know, constantly pushing me or harassing me, right? So this friction, you know, that's kind of then happening between what's happening within you and what's existing outside of you is coming to a head. And the full moons, you know, a lunar eclipse like this is really great at really raising the tension around that. So if you're feeling a little tense, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that's what prompts change. You know, that's what makes us change. People don't change when they're comfortable. People change when they are uncomfortable, and when staying the same is just no longer an option. Let's get one more card for you guys, and then we'll wrap this one up. All right. Sun of Fire. This would be like the Knight of Wands in the traditional tarot. And as soon as I saw this, I felt like this was you. And I really feel like this is like you guys, like reclaiming your energy. It's almost like beginning to stand up in your own energy. It's almost like the beginning of that stag energy that I was getting, like that leadership and like, this is my new path, and I feel good about it, and I feel confident about it. And maybe you're not fully in it yet, but you're ready to move on it, okay? Nights are about movement. You're ready to start moving towards that, and this is where you're going, right? Into that full confidence. So maybe you don't feel totally solid in it. Maybe you don't feel totally confident yet, but you're on your way, and you're starting to feel more grounded in it and more solid in it. And that is a really great place to be. And just know that with that practice, with continuing to, you know, take steps around this, that your life is going to change for the better. This is going to anchor in. You're going to start to feel more solid in it. It won't feel so up in the air or ungrounding as maybe it has felt over this last month for you. So those are your messages, earth signs. I wish you guys the best. If you like this video, again, hit that like button. It helps it get out and be seen by more folks who can benefit from the messages. And if you want to receive notification when I post new content, hit the subscribe button. That way you will be the first to know whenever I have new videos going up. All right, guys, take care. Bye.